Okay. So when we try to insert a component, there is a pop-up always, right? If I try to insert this push button, the pop-up is coming, which is
Yes.
on our screen, right?
Hmm.
So where it is written that the component tag, right? The description, the catalog
Hmm.
data, the cross-reference,
Yes.
right? So all this information is a attributes, okay?
Attributes.
Or
Yes.
or we can say the properties of that component, right?
Yes.
Again, like fixed, right? Fixed is not, we can say it is a tag, but this information is an attribute, okay? Description is an attribute. The catalog data is an attribute. In that, we are having subcategories, right? Manufacturer, catalog, and assembly and item number. So wherever we are going to fill the information, so these are the attributes which are being get attached to a component. Okay.
Yes.
Now these details means what most probably same for all the components. It varies depending upon some of the categories of the component, right? So when we try to insert the child component, this will look quite different. If I try to insert the child component, right? This is looking quite different, right? It has
Hmm.
a the same one, right? The component
Command.
tag it has,
Ac-
the description has
Descriptions.
cross reference, right? And rating. So
Yes.
limited options are there. So it means that it has limited attributes. The component which we have inserted in the second case have some limited attributes.
Yes.
So whenever we are going to create a new symbol, right, we should take care that that symbol also have some such a kind of attributes, right? Whenever we are trying to insert the fuse related attributes should be we are able to enter. If we are choosing second component, right, or child component, we should be able to uh, provide the details of that second component information, right? So in
Yes.
such cases, we should whenever we are building any symbol, we need to take care of all that things, okay? And that can be
Yes.
achieved with the help of this symbol builder. So which will help
Well,
us to create a geometry. Actually, not a create a geometry. First of all, we need to create a geometry by using basic tools. Okay, for example, let's try to create a custom symbol for this fuse or this fuse. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, quite simple geometry.
yes.
So if I come here, first of all, I need to create a geometry. Okay, so for creating a geometry, what I can do, I can take a reference of any existing component. Okay, why I'm taking a reference for the size. Okay, so that there will not be so much difference in the size of a symbols. Okay, so for the reference, I'm just going to have one existing fuse. We can edit the existing fuse as well. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. I'll go to the fuses, a fuse. Am I able to rotate? No, right? Let me move it on this particular thing. Okay. So for a reference purpose, what I did, I just inserted this fuse, and by using the home tab, I can create such a geometry. So I'm just going to take a rectangle. Okay. I just clicked over here. The another point I just clicked over here. Okay. So definitely this will not be visible to us because they are overlapping. Okay.
Yes.
So once I inserted, I'm just going to select it. Okay. And I'm using this move command from the home tab itself. by giving this as a center. Okay, fine. Hope you got why I did this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And now simply I'm just going to insert this line, horizontal line over here. Again, that is quite difficult to maintain the same distance to the left hand and right hand. So what I can do, I can start from the middle. I can end it somewhere here. Let me make this ortho mode on F8. So when you press F function 8, you are able to restrict your line to move only horizontal or vertical.
Or vertical, yes.
So let me end it somewhere here. That much is fine. Enter. Okay. And now I can mirror this line. Okay. Or you can have copy as well. You can go for mirror or copy. If you copy, you need to give this as a base point. You can leave it at the center point. Okay, you can go anywhere. So I show the mirror as well.
Yes.
If you click on a mirror, it will ask for selection of objects, right? So this is the object which I want to mirror, and then I have to press enter. Then it will ask for the mirror line. Okay, mirror line. I will draw it like somewhere. I click first here, and I will go down to the midpoint. Okay, and enter. Now the symbol is ready. The geometry of a symbol is ready. Now next thing is to attach that attribute template to this particular symbol and save this symbol, right? So the very
Yes.
first step, understood how to create the
Yes, sir.
geometry. It's quite
Yes.
simple just by using these draw tools.
Yes.
Now next we will go for saving this particular thing as a component into the library. So later on we can use it. I'll go to the schematic and symbol builder. So when I click on a symbol builder, it is giving another pop-up. It says select symbol or object, right? So that can be selection can be done from here as well, name, but it will give the existing symbols which are there in the drawing, which have been used. These are the blocks
Mhm.
numbers of the existing symbols which are there in your drawing. So when you creating a drawing, we already have used those things. Okay, like we have used this uh, horizontal terminal, we have used vertical fuse one, we have used horizontal fuse, we have used. Okay, so these are already existing block, but we are not going to use one of them. Or if you have geometry, it is saved as a drawing into your local browser, you can browse it from here. Or if you are downloaded from the internet, if you don't want to create a complex symbol by on your own by using this home tab, so what can you do? You can download it from the internet as a drawing file. Okay, then you can browse it from here. Geometry, I'm talking about geometry only, right? So once the geometry you bring here, then you're going to define. Now here in our case, actually there is a no block available, or I'm not having any specific drawing of that component, right? So I'm not going to use any of these options. So which one is going to help me? This last section, right? There are three options, one, two, and third option is over here. So this will help me to create this geometry as a block, okay? A block of a symbol
Yes.
where we need to provide two details. One, we should select the objects which has to be included into that symbol by using this button, select objects. I'm just going to select it. Once the selection is complete, press enter. It will show an preview of the selection right over here. Now the next important thing is to give an insertion point. Okay, so it is fine if you have selected an object, right? But next, when you try to insert a component, right? So whenever you try to insert a component, how you would like to insert? By holding here, or by holding at a center, or by holding at the end of this, or by holding somewhere
Yes.
here, right? Where you want to hold the component while placing, right? So
Mm.
generally we give the center point of a geometry. as a
Okay.
insertion point. So
Interesting.
here also we are going to do the same thing. I'm going to select the insertion point by using this pick option. You can provide the coordinates as well. Okay, but it is very difficult for us to identify the coordinates of this particular geometry specific to this geometry, right? Because we don't know what is the coordinates of this particular geometry. So the best way
Yes.
is use this pick button and just select the geometric center. Okay, and these are the coordinates of that point which we have selected. In X direction 23, in Y direction 18.59, like this. So once the geometry selection is completed by using any of these options, the very first is this, second and third. The next task is to attach attribute template, right? Now it is time to define what kind of template, attribute template we are going to attach to this geometry. Okay. So to define that, we need to first select the library path. Okay. From where we are going to utilize that attribute template. Okay. So a predefined are already there. If you don't want to use from this list, you can go to the browse and you can have a different library. Okay, by default it is in NFA library. You can choose the different one. The GIC library is there. Okay, depending upon the needs, you can select the specific library. Once the library has been selected, the next thing is about to select the symbol type. Okay, so is it a parent or is it a child, right? And is it a horizontal or is it a vertical component? Okay,
Mhm.
then different types are there, right? Parent, child, components. These are also components, but these are horizontal and vertical. Then there is a different category of a symbol, a terminal, right? Again, that is vertical and horizontal. Then there is another category, panel footprint, panel nameplate, and terminals. Okay, so these are useful when you are dealing with the when you are creating a footprints. Footprints are used in panel design. Okay, and in schematic these will be helpful for us. So in our case this is the horizontal parent component. So I'm just going to select a horizontal parent component, and next thing is to select the family of this component, as this is the fuse, right? It is not a generic component, right? If it was a push button, we will select here as a push button, but in our case it is comes under the family of fuses. So I just selected the type as a fuse. If you are going to create a symbol for disconnecting switches, you should select this one. If you are creating a limit switches, you should select this one, right? So according
Okay.
to the geometry, you should select the type of attribute template which you are going to use. So
Okay.
in my case, I'm going to select this fuses, right? Because the symbol is of a fuse. And then click on OK. Now we have been redirected to some different tools, right?
Mm.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now here, I just close this project manager because it is not useful at this moment so that I can have more space. Yeah. Okay. So there is a table, right? A symbol builder attribute editor, which will help
Mm.
us to attach attributes to the geometry,
Okay.
right? So there are some required attributes. There are some optional attributes, and we need to define some wire connections. Okay,
Wire
and if
connection.
needed, some link lines. Okay, so first of
Yes.
all, we are going to
Mm.
focus on the required attributes. If this is a component, okay, required attribute means what? It should have like a description. It should have the important one is a component tag. It should have location tag. It should have um, installation tag, right? So
Yes.
these are the attributes which come under the list of required attribute, like tag
Mm.
one, manufacturer tag, catalog tag, assembly code
Tractor,
tag.
semi-truck.
So these are the attributes which are required, compulsory,
Yes.
right? So to insert them, what we should have to do, you just need to select it, okay? And here you can provide the default values, okay? So like the manufacturer, in front of manufacturer, there is a space, right? In this area, you can specify some default values if you want. Otherwise, you can keep them blank so that later on you can make a modifications.
Okay.
Now here I want to add this first tag, right? Fuse tag 1. So how can I insert this tag to the geometry, or how I can attach to the geometry? By just selecting the tag, and there's an option called as insert attribute over here,
Insert attributes. Yes.
yeah, at this point. So I just need to click on this. Yeah, sorry. The selection is not done. Now I can click on this. This will be get attached to my cursor. Here you can see, right?
Yes.
Now I can place it somewhere here, near to the component.
Mhm.
So here you are able to see a green tick mark. So
Green.
it
Right.
means
Correct, sir.
that you have inserted that component. But here
Yes.
I'm able to see that the tag is quite bigger than that of the
Mm.
geometry, right?
Geometry.
So
Mhm.
we might need to reduce the font size of this attribute. Now to make changes to the text element, right? So this is the text tag1. So to make changes to this text, there is a second option available with us, which will help us to change the properties. Okay, properties of that tag, the selected one. If I click on a properties, you can make changes to the text. You can make changes to the miscellaneous information. So currently we are looking to make changes to the text only.
Yes.
So if you
Mhm.
click on this, what you can do, you can give some prompt information if you like to have, like what has to be entered here, then the value, which is the default value, right? The style and justification. By default, it is set to the center. The height, the one which you are looking for. So we just want to reduce this height so
Radius
that it
amount.
should look
Mm.
quite relative to the component. So what I can
Yes.
do here, let me make it, now it is one, okay,
Yes.
point one it
Mhm.
is there, right? So I can make it as point, not five. Okay, let's check if it works fine. Yeah. So that is fine. If yes,
Yeah.
then we can go. Otherwise, we can make changes once again. We can change the property. We can come here and we can, let's say, 0.08. That is also fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Not, again, we can make changes. So we have inserted one. Now next, to insert the manufacturer attribute. Now the attributes which are not visible on a screen are not, what we can say, and not and at that much properties. Okay, I will show you. So they are small because they are not visible to us. That is why. So if I click on this insert attribute, yes, you can see, right? The size is
Mm.
very small for this manufacturer. That is because we just want to attach. Okay, no need to display it on a screen. This will be helpful when we are generating reports.
Mm.
Reports which will give the details of the about
Details.
this component. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, catalog also will be quite small. Assembly code also small. The one which are visible to on the screen, they will be in a bigger font.
Okay.
I just placed it here. Then description one. Okay, this will be, you will find it is in a big font. See, right? So
Mm.
where I can place the description, let's say over here, or you can place it over here as well. So I think there is place for installation and location. I can place description here. Description one. Again, I can reduce the size of this description so that it should look relative to this component. Okay, let me make it as a 0.5. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. 0. Not the width factor.
In the height.
Cell
In the height, sir.
height 0.05.
Sir.
Oh, that is fine.
Yes.
Now, if you want to relocate them, if you want to change the position, you can use any of these grippers. Let's say use this gripper and move it slightly forward. So the description will come here. Description 2, we can place it at here. Description 3, we can place it at here. Now, if you want to at a time make changes to their sizes, what can you do? You can select these descriptions by pressing and holding Control button. Okay,
Yes.
so I have selected these 3 attributes and then I can go to the properties. Now this time you will see height as a various, right? So here we can make it as a 0.05.
0.
Okay. Now we need to move it bit forward and escape. Now we have added description, and the tag is also been there. Now we can insert this installation code. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I will insert this installation. So let's drop this installation over here. Okay, let me drop it here. And the location above the installation. Again, if you want to reduce their sizes, you can select both of them. Yes, sorry. Change the property. So it is 0.65. Let me make it as a point, not 5. Okay. Now that looks good. So once we are done this, we need to define where we want to place the rating, right? Where the one minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next thing is to insert the rating. Okay. So same thing we have to do. First, we need to select that attribute and then you have to click on this insert attribute and you have to locate it, right? But now here, it is overlapping with this horizontal line, right? So what can we do? We can reduce the size of this. Let's make it as a 0.4, 0.04 and move it somewhere here. Okay, that is fine. And right. So I just placed the rating above this horizontal line, right? So we have inserted all the required attributes. But what
Yes.
I do, I will delete one of them. Okay, this one I just delete. Okay, so that you are able to see, right? There is no green tick mark. So I did this
Yes.
purposefully. Later on, I will let you know why I deleted this. Okay. So this is I have done to understand there's one another concept that we will see once we've done this. Right? So we have inserted all the required attributes except manufacturer. Right? Now the next important section is if there are any optional component are there that we can insert it from here. But for fuse, there is no optional attribute. Okay. But for other components, might be there are some optional attributes will be there. You can insert them based on the requirement of your project. Okay. Now the
Okay.
next important thing is to add wire connections,
Wire
so that
connections.
when we insert component, automatically the wire should be get breaked, right? So we have seen till now, when we try to insert a component on this particular wire, automatically that much part is get removed, right? The wire will look like
Yes.
this, and the component will be
Yes.
get inserted. So
Mm.
if we want to happen this with our component as well, so we need to define this wire connection. So in wire connection, we need to define the pins, right? So in our example, there should be two pins. One should be at the right, sorry, one should be at the left, and one should be at the right, right? Now, while selecting a pin, we need to define the direction, how you are going to connect it. The wire should be connected from which direction, right? So if we choose the left, the wire will be connected from the left to that pin. If we choose the top, the wire will be connected from the top. Similarly, if other than the normal, right, left, top, bottom, and right, there is an extra a radial one as well. So that you might have seen when you inserted a ground wire to the motor in the previous example. So they have used
Yes,
a
sir.
radial one. Okay. So in this
Yes, yes.
particular scenario, we are looking for left and right. So
Left and
first of
right.
all, we try
Okay.
to insert the left pin. Okay. So once you select the direction or a style, then in the pin section, you are able to see that option properties, convert. Okay, not here. In the wire connections over here, you are able to see insert wire connection, right? Once you set the direction, you just need to click on this insert wire connection, and you need to define the position or a location. So over here, end point of this line, right? Then I press escape. Now we are able to see that information over here, the terminal 0, 1, right? Again, we can reduce the size of this terminal 0, 1 by changing the properties.
Properties.
Let me make it 0.05 and okay. Now it looks fine relative to the
Mm.
component.
Mhm.
Similarly, we would like to insert to the right side. So
Right
now
side.
I should select this directional style as a right, and
Right.
then I have to click on insert wire connection and drop it to the left, sorry, right end of this line. Inserted, press enter. Now this terminal 2, we need to change the properties of this terminal 2 as well. Sorry, select, click on properties, define it as a 0.05 and okay. Right, so we are done with all inserting all the attributes. Okay, most important is to insert the required attributes, and
Right.
second, to insert the
Wire
wire
connections.
connection. So once you're done with this, your component is ready to save. Okay, but before saving it, it is advised that you should perform an audit. Okay,
Mm.
so audit can be performed by using this tool. Okay, where it goes? Yes, symbol audit. Okay, so if you click on this option, or it is available over here as symbol audit or over here. Okay, so you just need to click on this. It will perform an audit and it will gives an information, right? Duplicate attributes. There is a no duplicate attribute, missing values. Okay, everything is fine except missing required attributes. So one attribute is missing. Okay, so that is the reason why I unchecked that manufacturer, why I deleted that
Okay.
manufacturer attribute, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So now we come to know there is an error. So we need to reduce, right? Or we need to remove that error. So to remove that, I'm just going to select this attribute once again, and I'm inserting into the
Insert. Yes.
done. Okay, fine. Right. So I have done with inserting all the attributes. Now I can do, I can again perform an audit to cross check.
Audit. Yes.
Now everything is fine. So once
Yes.
everything is fine, we are ready to save the symbol,
Save the
right?
component.
To
Mm.
save it, you just need to click on this done, right? Here you are able to see a done button, right?
Yes.
Currently, we are in a symbol builder. Okay, in a symbol
Yes.
builder, there will be a done.
Mm.
Right? But while saving, again, we need to provide some information. Okay, so would you like to save it only for current drawing or for permanent use, right? So after some time for other drawings also you'd like to use, then you should choose this W block. The meaning is right block, okay? And this block is limited to your current drawing, but
Okay.
we would like to hide for other drawings as well, right? So that's why, see, when I choose the block, the file path, it is disabled, right? But when I choose this W block, the file path is enabled because this will be get saved and you can utilize it at any point of time, right?
Okay.
I keep this path default, okay? Whatever path is there, it is default library path, NFPA demo. Okay, then the orientation by default it is set to horizontal. The symbol name is fuse. The W block name is HAM. So that will be there for all the components which is required for the automation purpose. Okay. The
Mm.
type one, which means that it is a parent, the contact not applicable, the unique identifier. Okay, that you can modify because by default this information coming automatically based on this information. It is horizontal, FU is a fuse, and one is a parent. Okay, you can only deal with this. You can specify your own unique identifiers. Okay, so here let me make it as a 5. Okay, so it will be get changed automatically. So this the block will be get saved as a HFU1 underscore 005. Okay, similarly there should be an icon. So icon image also will be get created over here, right? HFU1 underscore 005, and that also will be get stored at this particular location. Okay, in the images. Right? I will just use this print screen to save this path. Or I will just copy this path and keep it for a while with me. And this path as well. If required in future, I'll just copy it and I save it somewhere for a while, right? So I'll go with the default paths. I copy this symbol name as well over here and done. So there are 0 errors. I can see, so I can click on OK.
Okay.
No, I don't want to insert. See, now the symbol is ready. It's time to utilize it. Okay. Now to insert the symbol, we are not able to use it directly from the icon menu. Okay. So the symbol is not still not available in the icon menu. Later on, we need to insert it by using this icon menu wizard. Okay. So that will do it later on. But now I want to use that symbol. How I can do it? I just need to type the block name over here. Okay. The block name is this one. The one which
Okay.
is auto-generated.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the symbol has been connected to my cursor. I
Correct.
just need to drop it. That's it. The whole information will come based on our positions. Destination. I see 01, LC 01, pin number 1, pin number 2. Okay. Rating we missed, right? Rating, let me give the rating as well. See, right,
Okay.
location is coming here. This is coming here, terminal 1, terminal 2, and the
And mhm.
description 1, right?
Right.
If I have given description 2, that also will reflect DESC2, right? DESC3. That information also will be there. Okay, got it? Got an idea how you can build a
Yes, sir.
symbol?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope you can practice this. I will update when we can connect next. Till then, you can have hands on this. Next, we will see how we can add that symbol to the icon menu. Right? Instead of
Icon.
typing here, how you can utilize it from the icon menu itself. Okay, I will
Okay.
ping you. If I will be available
Sure,
after
sir.
10 minutes, I'll ping you. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sure. The meeting will be get ended in 1 minute.
Okay, sir.